It's Luke here of SimBoxx. Delighted this evening to be joined by Christopher Lovejoy, pretty boy. Chris, how's things?
All good, man. Enjoying this nice, beautiful California weather.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're over here in Manchester. We're based in Manchester in the UK, and we've been enjoying the weather ourselves recently. It's very uncharacteristic of Manchester to have such great weather. It's usually known for the rain. So yeah, we've been enjoying the good weather as well.
Okay. So it's looking good out there?
Yeah, which is quite a surprise. We've got to make the most of it. I'm sure in California, you're used to having great weather in the summer. Not so much here in Manchester.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get straight into it. There's a lot of boxing to talk about. You're a very interesting character, and this is an interview that I've been wanting to get hold of for a long time. You're very outspoken on social media, especially about some British heavyweights. You've got your eye on some British heavyweights, so we'll get into all of that. But first and foremost, Chris, whenever I speak to a boxer I've not spoken to before, I like to go back to the beginning, find out a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, and really where your inspiration to get into boxing come from. So let's go back to the start. You was born in Los Angeles. Let's take us back to the beginning. How was your life growing up, and what was your interests and hobbies back then? Has it always been boxing?
No, it's not always been boxing. I grew up watching like Riddick Bowe, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, stuff like that. I always kind of wanted to box. We fighters where we're from. We're in South Central LA, pretty bad neighborhood. And, we fight a lot. Our history is where we are from, we fight. We wasn't doing too much shooting back then. There was a lot of shooting, but my area was a lot of fighting. Anyway, I always wanted to box, never had a chance to do it. Played college football. I got a shot at professional football, which is American football, by the way. And they weren't really paying enough money. So I came back home to the city. And I just hustling and, gang banging and doing a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I had a daughter, which was my first kid. And I was kind of just at a point like, what am I going to do? I can't keep doing the street stuff. I got to do something positive. I got to do something legit. And I generated like a lot of money in the streets. And I was watching some boxing like around the end of 2015. And I think Anthony Joshua was starting to get like his name out there a little bit. And just looking at the heavyweight division, it just wasn't really like up to par like it was when I grew up watching boxing. I was just like, man, if I get myself into some shape, man, I could beat these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not really in shape. And the skill level ain't there. They ain't got that dog in them. So I'm like, man, I'm done with this street stuff. And I packed it up, man, and I moved to Las Vegas and started training at the Mayweather gym and, start training with Roger Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Sr. And I just started boxing, man. I had to really, get into a position to figure out where I'm at my age. I was 32 years old, never boxed before, no experience, no amateur fights. And I had to just go hit crash course, on the job training and just get going.
Absolutely. So you mentioned there that you had, a time in your life where you was involved a lot in the streets and, maybe criminality and stuff like that. And as you say there, gang life and things. How difficult was that for you to turn your back on that and move away? As you say, you came over to Vegas to pursue a career in boxing, but how difficult was it for you to leave your previous life behind, given that you were so heavily invested in that at one point?
It was pretty easy. I mean, it's not like I got an answer to nobody and, I got to do stuff. I don't think I really have to worry about was things from my past, coming to get me, in my future. But the transition was easy. I mean, I was always a kid, I always played football and done the right thing. I was into the wrong things and grew up with the wrong people that had the right environment around me to really thrive. So I always had my head on straight. So when it was time to go, it was nothing to talk about. Easy. I mean, it's just easier than game banging. Boxing's easier than game banging,
So 2016, you transitioned into boxing. As you say, no amateur background, no amateur pedigree. You've jumped straight into the professional ranks. You made your debut in 2016. And you went on this crazy run of compiling over, I think it was 2 or 3 years. You compiled a record of 20-0, 17 knockouts in the first round, all fights won by knockout. And certainly to me as a boxing fan, I don't want to generalize all boxing fans, but you certainly came across as an enigma. You had this crazy record. You're a big guy. You're a big physical presence, very confident, but there wasn't a lot of footage around of your victories. And yeah, I think you first came to light for British boxing fans with Dave Allen. And before we get onto that, I've skipped ahead a little bit there. Can you remember your professional debut? Take us through your professional debut and what you remember of getting into the ring as a professional for the first time.
Yeah, 2016. It was February 26, 2016. I had 2 rounds of sparring ever before my first fight. And like I said, when I started boxing, I reached out to the people who were in boxing. Like, hey, man, how do I get how do I start boxing? How do I do it? They was like, with your age, you know, I'm 32 years old, and they're like, you kind of old to start boxing, man. But talking to the trainer, like, nah, man, you good. Heavyweights can fight until longer. As long as you ain't gonna damage it. You fresh, you ain't gonna damage it. I'm like, all right, so what's up? So, you know, I hooked up with a guy, a promoter in Mexico, and I went down. I was with Devin Haney. I knew Devin Haney when he used to box too. Same guy taking him down there. So I went down there for a few Devin Haney fights before my first fight. And just showing me how it goes. You go down there, you get to a room, you meet your opponent, and this is how it is. You know, like, so I never even had an amateur fight before. So I'm okay. So about my third time going down there, I go meet the opponent. This one you're gonna be fighting. I looked at him and looked like he ain't never fought before. I said, okay, it's easy fight. I mean, boxing or no boxing, I mean, I can beat this dude. You know what I mean? So I shook his hand, I smiled, everything was cool. I said, this is cool. He's like, yeah, man, it's a guy, man, you know. These dudes ain't really getting paid that much, man. You're going to hit them a couple of times, they're probably going to just fall first, second round. Oh, okay, cool. Whatever. So I'm thinking it's like some setup shit. I'm thinking it's like, oh, these are some setup, easy fights. You just come down here and get a win, right? So I said, okay, I get in there. And I threw a couple punches. And the guy just unloads and throws a lot of punches at me, kind of clipped me a little bit. Like, probably like stunned me a little bit, almost knocked me out, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? This is serious shit, man. Like, oh shit, this motherfucker came to fight. This is some real shit, right? So I just kind of zoned out, just threw a whole bunch of punches and knocked him out. I was like, I looked at the promoter like, dang, man, this is crazy. I'm gonna knock me out. He's like, oh shit, man, well, at least I know you got a chance. I'm like, this shit is crazy. I'm thinking it's a game, bro. I'm thinking this shit is like some bullshit. I said, hell no, I ain't coming down here like that again. This is serious. So like my second, third fight, I wasn't really all in shape. I was like tired going into the second. I think the second, third fight, one of them, he put on the stool. I was like, man, if we go into the round, I'm gonna have to slow it down. I was tired. So I said about my fourth or fifth fight, that's when I said, you know what? Whatever the scheduled rounds is, I'll be prepared to go the whole round. Like I said, I wasn't even training. I never had a fight before. My first two fights, I had 2 rounds of fighting, plus a couple rounds of sparring. I still wasn't really sparring like that. And I was like, okay, I got to take this serious. These dudes look like they can't fight. And then when I started getting in the ring and sparring people, I said, oh, yeah, boxing is a whole different than street man. It's a whole different ball game. So I got to take it serious. And so I just started, you know, sparring a little more and going to different gyms and talking to different heavyweights, getting in the game, meeting people. Like I said, it was on-the-job training. And it was a crash course. I had to hurry up and build my record because I'm looking at everybody's record. I'm like, well, shit, I'm 32 years old. They're 31 and 30, but they got 15, 16, 18, 20 fights. So I'm like, well, shit, they're saying I'm old, but if I hurry up and get this many fights, now we're all in the same ballgame. So if I hurry up and get 15, 20 fights, you can't say nothing about my age. You can say something about my age now if I'm 1-0, 2-0. But once we all get 20 fights, we're all over 30. We're all 34, 33. We're all in the same ballgame. And honestly, I got less damage than these guys, so I said, I'm good. I ain't tripping. So like I said, that's just how I started. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting that you mentioned that. I think it's the perfect term is crash course, that you was learning on the job, that you had to take these fights, that you had no amateur background to fall back on. Do you feel, if you look back now, what apart from the fact of going the rounds longer, what do you think you've improved on the most, given that in the first couple of fights, as you say in your words, you expected just to bowl these guys over, but when you realised that you was punching them and they weren't necessarily going down straight away, what was the immediate improvements you can look back on and say that you made early on in your career?
Well, you're not going to knock everybody out one punch. No matter what the record is, you cannot judge a fighter by his record. His or her by their record. You got really, really good fighters with a horrible record. You got really, really bad fighters with a good record. So the record don't mean nothing. The only thing you can go by the record is who their fought experience. You just can't judge a fighter by his record. You got to be prepared. And also, man, like I said, me going down to Mexico, getting all the fights, seeing all these fights, a lot of people tried to copy my blueprint, and they went down there, paid for opponent, paid for the expenses, and spent a lot of money, and came back with a knockout loss, came back with a decision loss, came back with disqualification loss. It's like a lot of dudes thinking it's easy. It's not, you know. And that's why after like about 10 or 15 fights, I'm like, you know what? I can spar in the gym. I'm not letting this go the distance. It's just like I'm out here by myself, and they don't care about your record. They don't care who you are. If you can get it. Me just taking DeAndre Savage down there last year for his third fight, I think, third or fourth fight. He knocked him on the first round, and they gave DeAndre a no contest. Waste of time. So, and like I said, I've seen people go down there, man, and get decisions and losses. And it's crazy, bro. So, yeah, I'm not down there to spar getting no work. I get working in the gym. I'm there to get a win and get go home.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I say earlier, you came to prominence in the UK when you were scheduled to fight Dave Allen, who's a very popular heavyweight over here in the UK. He's took on some great names like Luis Ortiz and Dillian White. And you was brought over, and then this fight fell apart at the last minute. I think there was issues with, was it Don King at the time? I'm not sure how much legally you can go into with that, but that's when you first came to prominence with the UK fans. So just take us through your mindset back then when you came over. You thought this was your big break. You're taking on a popular heavyweight on a big platform with Matchroom and Sky Sports, just for the fighter to pull away at the last minute. Take us through, in your words, that whole experience.
Man, I was in Miami. I wasn't really planning on fighting. I was away from home, doing a little training, messing around, and I saw Dave Allen, the opponent, which I think was Christian Hammer, got ill or something. So I made a quick little call-out video. Like I said, I've been calling people out for years, man. You know, I got a few bites here and there, a few people reneged with the contract, a few people backed out. And he responded quick. Eddie Hearn responded quick. Let's make it happen. I'll leave right now. What's up? Oh, we'll get you on the contract. Send it right now. No negotiation. I'm coming to knock that fool out. I don't care how much money it is. I'm knocking this fool out. Because I'm not really tripping on nothing right now. I'm knocking this dude out. I'm not about to go back and forth about the purse and all that. No. This is an easy win for me. One of a fight. I got to do this. This is my shot. I'm on. And, so, okay, they sent everything. I got my physical, got my blood test, got approved, signed a contract, sent it over. I'm leaving next day. I talked to Don King. I'm like, hey, man, I'm about to go over and knock this fool out. It's up. It's on. You know, man, how much I give you? Man, they ain't give you enough money, man. They're trying to use you for your ranking. I said, listen, man, I'm knocking this fool out. It ain't about the money. Well, let me talk to Eddie Hearn. You know, I'm going to get you my money. Nah, man, I don't want you fucking nothing up, bro. I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want me to do it, I won't do it. You got something better for me? If you got something better for me, I'll tell them, fuck the fight. Let's get some money. But if you ain't got nothing going on, man, I'm going to get this money. All right, man, go on over there, man. Let me talk to Eddie Hearn when you get there. All right, cool, man. I'm going. I get there. He sends a cease and desist letter to Eddie Hearn. It's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, UK time, local time. I'm sleeping. Eddie Hearn hit me up. Like, what's this? I'm like, what? I'm reading it. I said, man, I don't know what them dudes talking about. It's probably about some money. Sorry if waste your time. I'm going to get back and I'll take care of that right now. I'm out of here. I'm booking my flight. He's like, no. What room you in? Let's figure this out. I'm like, well, come to the room and talk to me. And he's like, no, I contacted him. Still late here. We're gonna do a conference call or a Zoom call tomorrow. Figure it out. We really want you to fight. You know, we'll offer him some money. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get it. They ain't come to agreement. This is like Tuesday, Wednesday. Another day go by. Still ain't come to agreement. Now I'm stressed out. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to beat this fight. This motherfucker fucking my fight up, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we go over the contract. And I'm talking to Frank Smith. He's like, well, you never put him on notice that he was in breach of contract. I said, nah, man, because this motherfucker been breached for over a year now. He never gave me a fight for 2 years. Well, yeah, we can't let you fight. You know, it's just, you didn't put him on notice, you can fight. Man, whatever. So we got to wait for his actually approve you and let you fight. Whatever, man. Thursday come. And they still ain't come to agreement. They offered him all kind of money. It was a nice build-up. They said, well, if you don't weigh in by tomorrow, at the weigh-in, there's not going to be no fight. At this point, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home, man. I'm going to go take care of this myself. You know what I mean? So, like I said, they never came to agreement. And ever since then, it's been fuck Don King. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up my opportunity, fucked up my money. And that's what it was. So, I got a lawyer to take care of it. And now I'm actually free. That contract has been deemed terminated this January. Put them on notice of breach. Put them on notice of default and served them with a final termination letter. So, yeah, that's done with. That's why I've been back on the internet talking stuff, you know, calling people out while I'm, you know, helping DeAndre get his name out there.
Yeah,
that's what happened, man.
Absolutely. So with the Dave Allen situation, interestingly, he chose to retire. Once that fight with you fell apart, he did retire, and then recently has made somewhat of a comeback. I think he's had a couple of fights on these small hall shows. Do you think that's ever anything that you could revisit, given that there is a bit of background there between you and Dave Allen? Could that be a fight for the future?
Yes, yes. I still want to fight Dave Allen. It's still a winnable fight for me. It's still a good fight, you know. Two characters, you know, who got something to prove. Who still got something in the tank. I want to fight him. I don't know where he's at mentally. I don't know where he's at, you know, with his boxing career. But if he wanted, we can do it. If there's somebody who'll pick it up, we can do it. Let's see how it goes, man. I'm trying to come out there in a couple months with DeAndre and hit a few gyms and see what's going on. Maybe pull up on Dave Allen, see what he's talking about.
Absolutely. Now, moving on from the Dave Allen situation, you picked up a couple of other stoppage wins, and then you jumped up considerably in levels. You took on the WBA regular title holder at the time, Manuel Charr. You went out to Germany, and I think this is an absolutely fascinating story, Chris. You went out there, you had no trainer, no cutman. You went out with a slight shoulder injury. You just took yourself out there, paid for everything yourself. I think this was unheard of in the modern era. You know, this is a world title of sorts, and there you are traveling out to Germany, which isn't like us in the UK that we're just hopping over in the same continent. You're coming over from the US. And yeah, what a crazy story that was. Unfortunately, the fight didn't go your way. And I think the best point to start is when you got that opportunity, and given that you know the whole Dave Allen debacle, was that just kind of single-mindedness of thinking you just want to get over there, get in the ring, and get the fight?
You talking about the Manuel Charr fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
We had to just go in and get some money. It was a very, very nice payday for me. I'm living the benefits off of that fight as we speak today. I got to pay off some properties, get some things going with that fight. Unfortunately, I took a loss. I think something might have been in my drink that day, but we're not here to make excuses. Shout out Manuel Charr. He won fair and square. He scored a second-round knockout. I came up short. And last year after that, I came back in the ring, got me a win. So I'm back in the winning column. And, yeah, man, so that's where we at.
Do you look at that loss, even though it is a loss in the first of your career, that, you know, on the back of that, you've learned a lot from it, that, you know, I've read in interviews that you've decided to lose a lot of weight. You've seen that as a negative, and moving forward, looking at your social media, I've seen that you're putting a lot of work into that, and congrats on that. You know, you're looking in great shape, and you've lost a considerable amount of weight since that loss. So I'm sure that that's a great source of positiveness for you to look back and take a lot of lessons from that moving forward, and then also to teach DeAndre Savage as well, your young protege.
What did you say at the end about DeAndre?
It's also a good source of knowledge and experience that you can pass on to DeAndre as well, that you've been there and experienced that, you know, the no cutsman, the no trainer, and doing everything a bit more single-mindedness and taking the positives on the back of that, and also using it yourself, but also passing that experience on to DeAndre.
Yeah, most definitely. Like I said, DeAndre has come along a lot. He has a lot more experience than me. He had like 20-something amateur fights. Now he has 5 pro fights. So he's moving along nice. We're going to get him back in the ring next year. Next month. Yeah, man. Everything I got, you know, he got. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I can learn, I give him. That's just how I am. Whenever I do something, I put my all into it. So right now, the 2 I'm fighting, DeAndre got all access and all, you know, whatever I got. Any type of game, experience I got, he got it. He got access to it. So he going to be something special. 4-0, 4 knockouts. Like I said, one of the fights is no contest. It's supposed to have 5, but we're not going to fire the spill milk. Yeah, man. Like I said, we're going to come to the UK, get some sparring in, hit a couple of gyms out there. And, you know, we're going to see what's up, man. I might just stay out there because I don't know if y'all know. See, I hear like in America, man, these promoters, they keep everything in-house. And if it's not in-house, they're looking for the bottom of the barrel for a B-side fight. They don't like to go outhouse, meaning get free agents who are dangerous tune-ups to fight their fighters. Me and DeAndre, we're considered dangerous tune-ups. To a top-ranked fighter that's trying to move the right way, to a PBC fighter that's trying to move the right way. You know, stuff like that. So that's why most of my attention is to the UK. Which, you know, I have a good relationship with Eddie Hearn in the matchroom. They were just waiting for all this contract stuff to be done with. It's all done now. I spoke with Eddie Hearn about a month ago. I talked to him in Vegas. He said John Fisher's probably going to fight. And if he wins, they'll make him an offer for the next fight. So let's see how that goes. Just working, man. You know.
So I've spoke to DeAndre recently. I think, he's a very exciting prospect, and he was very excited about linking up with you as well. Now, is this Christopher Lovejoy with one eye on retirement? Is managing fighters something you're excited to do, and maybe you're going to expand a bit of a stable, once your fighting career is done with?
Yeah, most definitely. I got a few people I'm supposed to meet with this week. I got a cruiserweight and a 175 pounder. I might be able to do something with them. Yeah, most definitely in the future. I got to kind of like focus on me right now. Kind of get back. Like I told a few fighters, DeAndre came at the right time. I was in the middle of the contract stuff. We had a whole bunch of extra money floating around, and he was just in a perfect position where he could take up some of those spots and fighting that I was going to go. But right now, I'm about to focus on me. Get back in the ring. Probably September and October this year, and next year, next spring, wait for a big fight.
Exciting times. Now, of course, the biggest heavyweight on the planet, the best heavyweight on the planet at the minute is Tyson Fury. Is he or isn't retired is up in the air.
I see the biggest and the baddest on the planet.
Now, what I wanted to discuss with you is the sparring story. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And I think there was a bit of back and forth on social media, and then you guys ended up sparring. I think, was it 2018, 2019?
Yeah. So what happened was this. Let me see. So I got a guy named Frank Steve, top rank. I said, well, Tyson Fury get in town, let me know I'm coming sparring. He said, cool, no problem, I'll be there. He calls me like on Monday or Tuesday. He said, yeah, Tyson in camp. We're going to be sparring on, let's just say, Wednesday and Friday, whatever that was. I'm like, cool, I'll be there. So Tyson's already out there in Vegas. I'm in LA at the time. I think I'm visiting my daughter. And they called me from the Mayweather gym. They said, hey, man, where you at? I said, man, LA, what's up? We got some sparring for you. I'm like, I'll be out there tomorrow, man. I'm sparring Tyson Fury. You're like, who? I said, Tyson Fury, tomorrow. Tyson Fury is right there on speakerphone at the Mayweather gym because he's asking, where your heavyweights at? I want some work. They weren't there, so they called me. He said, he right here, man. We're going to get some work. We can get some work in. I said, man, I just talked to them. I'll be there tomorrow. Cool. So I shoot to Vegas the same day. And I go to Top Rank Gym. What's up? Where Fury at, man? Oh, you in there? Okay, you in there. That's what the video came out. And I said, man, I'm fucking Tyson Fury up, man. So when he see me, he said, oh, you Lovejoy. You always tell me you're going to kick my ass. Okay, come tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm like, cool. That's where the video came in. So I leave there with the gym. It was like a 6'9" guy in there. I'm like, oh, y'all can spar with you. Getting ready for Fury, right? We went like 10 rounds. Mind you, at this time, I wasn't even really like sparring really in shape. Like, I was just like messing around. I did 10 rounds. I'm like, damn. I'm like so fresh. I did 10 rounds. I'm not even really in shape. I'm really going to fuck Fury up. You know what I'm saying? So the next day, I was kind of like winded. It took a lot out of me. I didn't realize it. So, yeah, I get up there. 10 o'clock sharp. I'm there like at 9:30. I'm early. He didn't show up like 11 o'clock. I said, man, this dude is scary, man. Come up here playing. He finally show up. I said, all right. All the heavyweights come. It's probably like 5 heavyweights show up there. Because he was sparring like 2, 3 rounds. Everybody getting ready for, I think, Schwartz. And no, let me go first. I don't want no excuses. I'm going first. So I'm sparring first. First round, he's just moving around, running a lot. I'm like, man, this is kind of weak. This dude just running, working defense. He's not really trying to exchange no blows with him. I'm like, man, I'm going to try to knock him out second round because we ain't really sparring. So second round, I try to hit him with some overhands, some 1-2s and shit. He backing up so far, he damn near fell out the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really told nobody the story until like 2 years later. I'm like, what happens in the gym stays in the gym, I might have a bad day, he might have a bad day. I never said anything about it. But then when he got back home to the UK, someone asked him about the sparring in Vegas, and he go say, oh, Lovejoy, yeah, I hit him I slipped one time, hit him one punch and fell, knocked him out, 1 round. I said, why is he lying like that, man? I said, oh, this dude, I said, so therefore it's been kind of like a little awkward, little beef type shit. Like, man, I can't wait to see this dude. Oh, why you lying to people, man? You ain't knocking him out no first round 1 punch. Man, you ran. Damn, I'm not break, bro. I'm lying. So that's how I went.
Okay. So is that left like a sour grapes? Maybe is that a score that you maybe want to settle someday? Maybe if it's not in a ring, maybe sparring again. Is that something that you want to get back?
I just want to ask him why he lied. I just want to ask him, like, why'd you lie? You didn't do that. Why'd you do that? I just want to ask him that. Now, if he want to invite me to a camp or something, we can spar. If he want to get a tune-up fight and come back and fight somebody, I'll fight him. You know, it's up to him, man. Everybody know I fight anybody. Like, I'm not with the fighting once a year. I was only in this situation for 4 years because of Don King's contract. When I'm on the roll, I'm on the roll. I go. So, yeah, let's see where he at, man. You know, same time. He might need a tune-up fight. If the winner from Joshua Usyk, call him out. And for all 4 belts, you know. I think I'll be a good tune-up. I'll be about 22-1 at that time. Good fight for him. And he knows what's up with me. Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Look forward to it. We look forward to it. Now, another name that's rumoured to be making a comeback is your fellow American heavyweight, Deontay Wilder. Do you believe there's still a place within the heavyweight division for Deontay Wilder?
I call it a spade, man. Basically, like, I like Wilder. Big American draw. Still has a lot of power. But it just seems like once he gets hurt, he takes too long to recover in the ring. I don't know, you know. I had high hopes for him to, you know, put up a better performance in the Tyson Fury Wilder 3 fight. He didn't put up that good of a performance. I don't even know how he even dropped Fury, honestly. You know, but yeah, I just don't. I don't see. I see his next opponent just coming out and just tearing off on him, trying to give it to him. You know, I don't know. We got to see. He got to prove me that he ready to fight, man. He's on something. He got the tank, man. I don't know what's up with him.
So, you know, we spent a lot of time looking at the past. Let's look at the future. We're moving through 2022. You've got plans to bring yourself and DeAndre Savage over to the UK. So, you know, we're looking at the likes of Johnny Fisher. That's a name that's rumoured a lot. Fabio Wardley, Solomon Dakers. Are these the kind of names that are on the hit list?
Yeah, definitely Fabio Wardley and Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher's number 1, a realistic fight. He said he wanted. His promoter said he wanted. His family wanted. His Romford Bull Army wanted. His management team, SJM Boxing, they wanted. There's no reason why that fight shouldn't happen unless they decide to protect him. That'd be a very dumb move of him and his promoter and his team to fight me. He's just not ready. So that's really why I want that fight. You know, I'd rather have a winnable fight to boost me up to a big fight than to come into a very, very hard fight in someone else's backyard. You know, I can win that fight easy. So that's why I'm really pushing for that fight. Another fight, easy win for me, Fabio Wardley. I mean, the guy has no defense, no power. I mean, it's really a slap in the face to me in the boxing world. How they called his last opponent to fight him instead of calling somebody like me. I mean, you know, this is a guy that they have high hopes of, you know. And he should be fighting for this type of title. He's this, he's that. There's no way you should call these guys, you know, for a backup to fight him. There's no reason for that. You know, it's not taking nothing away from his opponent. You know, the guy came to fight, you know, he showed up, but it shouldn't happen. Not on a big show like that. Not 800 matchroom boxing, you know what I'm saying? On the zone, you know. Mm-hmm. You would think to see that type of fight like these bar fights. You know what I'm saying? There's too many heavyweights all around the world who will come put up a decent fight. For a guy that's saying is not y'all, but that they're trying to say it's supposed to be something. You know. I understand this day notice, but they got the money, you know. They're not saying we're looking for an opponent to pay $5,000. You know, it's people who will take that fight, 20, 30, 40, whatever they pay them. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to have backup fighters just in case things like this. You're supposed to have a few backups on the line. People on standby. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they got going on, man. But they're protecting them, man. They're protecting these guys. And I said they're protecting them for nothing. As soon as he fights somebody gonna fight back, he's going down, man. He's going down, man.
Well, Christopher, like I said, this has been an interview that I've wanted to get in for a long time. So, you know, I appreciate your time. Is there anything that you'd like to add to finish? As I say, I know you're planning on coming over to the UK, so we'd welcome you with open arms. But is there anything you'd like to leave the British fans as a parting message?
If I got any fans on that side of the lake, on that side of the pond, Be patient with me. I'm coming. This contract is done. I'm getting in better shape. I got a lot more skill. Mine is right, and I'm coming to knock out all y'all heavyweights, all y'all feather fighters. They know who I am. My Instagram is my name, at Christopher Lovejoy. My Twitter is Lovejoy Boxing, and my YouTube is my name, Christopher Lovejoy. At me on the thing when you post your YouTube.
Absolutely.
I had my YouTube for years, but I never really started posting until like about a month. I'm gonna try to see what I can do, get more fans and subscribers and stuff like that.
Absolutely, we'll get you tagged in there. But yeah, Christopher, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And I'm sure when you land in the UK, give us a shout and we'll catch up in person.
Yeah, for sure. We're doing it in person, man. We're trying to come out there in September, mid to late September. We were trying to make the Clarissa Shields fight. I don't know if that's going to happen. But, I got Clarissa Shields knocking out Savannah Marshall.
Oh, big call. Big call. We'll save that conversation for in person. That's a big call.
All right.
I appreciate your time, champ.
Thanks, bro. All right.